Good morning, Year 9. I hope you're well and having a lovely day. Please could you write the date and the title, the morning of the wedding. For this lesson, you'll need a copy of the extract from Act 3, Scene 4 and the start of Act 4, Scene 1, access to YouTube to watch some clips, including the scene summary, and different coloured pens and highlighters. So pause the video for a few moments to make sure you have everything you need. Do now. What do people do on the morning they get married? Pause the video for 5 minutes to jot down some answers to this question. So they spend time with their bridesmaids or ushers. By tradition, they're apart from their partner, as it's bad luck to see them. Perhaps exchanges gifts with their partner, pamper themselves getting smartly dressed, and of course talk about the day ahead, potentially predicting what they think may happen. So if you didn't get these, please do jot them down as well in addition to your list. So today's focus. What is the relationship between Claudio and Hero? I'd like you to watch the scene summary of Act 3, Scene 4, and then write down your first impressions about this scene. What is the feeling of the moment? What does Hero think about her relationship with Claudio in this moment? So pause the video for 8 minutes in order to do this now. Okay, so why would Shakespeare deliberately place the scene of the women on the morning of the wedding between the two with Dogberry? Remember that the scene comes between the two featuring Dogberry. So Act 3, Scene 3, the watch catch Borachio and Conrad, Act 3, Scene 4, the ladies prepare for the wedding, and Act 3, Scene 5, Dogberry tries to tell Leonato about the people he has caught. So why do you think this is? So, you've got dramatic irony. The audience are aware that there's a plot, and yet Hero is innocently preparing for the wedding with no idea. To show a change in time, Dogberry doesn't go immediately to Leonato. To create a different emotional experience, we switch from light to dark throughout the play. We've seen this before when the scene with Don John's plotting came before the masked ball and the gulling scenes. So you've got this contrast between happiness and joy and fear and tension. So if you didn't get that down, please do note it down now. So Hero as the blushing bride. How is Hero presented in the scene? Pause the video to read through it and make notes. Okay, so everything is as it should be on the morning of the wedding. The women are talking about clothes and the impending marriage. Hero seems a bit more decisive here than we've seen before. Notice how her character seems different when we see her amongst other women. Margaret jokes about how Hero will soon be heavier because of the weight of a man. It's a crude joke about having sex on the wedding night. Hero is presented as innocent. She doesn't join in the joke. Margaret tries to argue that it's fine to joke about such things between two people who are about to be married. This foreshadows the suggestion Leonato will make at the wedding, when he assumes that the man Hero has slept with is Claudio. So if you haven't got this down, please make some notes with what's on the slide. Beatrice as the changed woman. Use of dramatic irony to create comedy. Please write down a list of the ways Beatrice has changed since she's heard about Benedict, and consider how her change is parallel with Benedict's change. So pause the video for a few minutes to read through the section of the play on the slide and answer the 2 questions. So, she is ill. She has a cold and cannot smell. She doesn't make jokes with Margaret, and she is sensitive to jokes made about her. So this is similar to Benedict's changes. He also announces that he is different to the others, wanting the change to be noticed. He also is noticed to be sadder, and he's also affected, so he doesn't make as many jokes and is sensitive to those joking with him. Once again, please make sure you've got this noted down. So now let's move on to Act 4, Scene 1. What is the relationship between Claudio and Hero? I'd like you to watch this clip and read the extract from the start of Act 4, Scene 1. What is the relationship between Claudio and Hero in this moment? Pause the video for 10 minutes to do this now. Okay, so please could you read through the passage on the slide, and consider the commentary. The wedding begins as you might expect, but things quickly take a turn. Claudio's behaviour becomes confusing for Hero, Leonato, and even Benedict. Remember, he wasn't with the others when Don John told them about Hero. Also, do note the sarcasm at the end. Before he thought of her as a jewel, now he says she's a gift sarcastically instead. So pause the video to make sure you've read through what's on the slide. How is Hero presented in this scene by Claudio? Please could you read through what's on the slide and underline the things that Claudio says about Hero. So you do have this in your extract, so read through it and underline what Claudio says about Hero. This should take you about 5 minutes. So, give and take. Described as an object. He speaks to Leonato rather than Hero directly. Rotten orange. Cunning sin. She's cleverly trying to hide her evil. Appears like a maid but is not. Her blush is guiltiness. Approved wanton. Known to be sexual, bawdy. He thought she was like the goddess of the moon. Virginal, pure, but she turned out to be like Venus, the goddess of love, associated with sex and passion. Or like an animal, with no control over her behaviour. Again, please make sure you've got this noted down. Don Pedro. I stand dishonoured, that have gone about to link my dear friend to a common stale, so clearly completely taken in addition to Claudio. Hero's chance to defend herself. How is Hero presented in this passage? Pause the video to read through it now. So Hero answers honestly, seeking God's help. Oh God, defend me. But continues to be accused, because Don Pedro and Don John's testimony outweighs her declaration of innocence. She is said by Don Pedro to be no maiden, and Claudio bids her farewell, saying she is most foul, most fair, suggesting her beauty disguises her sinful nature. He plays on words to call her pure in piety, ungodly, and impious in her purity, using the appearance of it to trick him. Unable to bear it, Hero faints. Please pause the video to make notes on this now. So what's the situation between Claudio and Hero now? Please could you summarise their current relationship status? Pause the video for 2 minutes to do this now. So, reflection. What is the relationship between Claudio and Hero? I'd like you to complete a table tracking their relationship across the play. I filled in one box as an example. For a challenge, include quotations too. So pause the video for 10 minutes to do this now. Well done for your work today. Next time we'll be looking in more detail at the wedding scene. So thank you very much and I'll see you next time.